Game Clique.
Life is Strange, double exposure. So we talked a little bit before the show, and y'all both kind of said that y'all were a little familiar with the series. Can y'all let me know like what y'all have heard?
I've watched a couple of walkthroughs of the original Life is Strange. Well, interesting.
Okay.
I know it involves time travel. I love a good time travel.
Mm-hmm. What about?
About the same. Like, I've watched the gameplays. I've watched like a friend play, so I've sat next to someone as they completed the original game. And it's definitely seems like a really engaging story. I am more in touch with how big the fandom is. Like, people take the fandom and the storytelling very seriously. So really, really interested in that.
Yeah, it's legit. Like, if I could compare it to anything, it's like a interactable CW drama. So if that's your vibe, yeah. If you want like Smallville the game, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So Life is Strange is like 4 or 5 of them in the series already. This one is unique because it's the first one that's a direct sequel of one of the older ones. Yeah. Yeah. So normally,
I didn't know that the stories didn't connect. So I think that was part of it too. Is like, are these separate stories, just kind of with the same vibe? So that's really interesting that they have decided to finally go back and like connect a story to something. That's got to be really exciting.
Yeah.
No one's freaking out. See, stuff is starting to make sense.
Yeah, and that's why. Yes. So I'm glad you.
Okay.
I'm glad you're putting it together because like. Namely, Game and Twitter, the people who are like hardcore into this series, they've been panicking about this entry before it came out because the first one stars this woman, Max Caulfield, and they really like are beholden. They're very protective of it. It's crazy. And these new ones are made by a dev that's not the same people who made the first one because the first one came out so long ago.
It was a long time.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, I don't know, but I played it. I just beat it this weekend, and I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to talk about it as much as I can without spoiling it.
Okay.
Because it sounds like y'all both are semi-interested in it, and I don't want to spoil it.
Yes, but I don't believe in spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna still play it.
Okay.
I don't believe spoilers either. I'm just like I know exactly what's gonna happen. Like, I will watch the gameplay and I will watch you beat this entire game, and I'm like, I can't wait.
Yep.
I'm all about spoilers.
So I definitely highly recommend that if you are going to play this one, that you play the first one because there's a lot of references to the first one. But in brief, like Max is in the first one, she's a high school, like every girl, kind of not super popular, hangs with her cliques. She goes to the bathroom, and while she's in the stall, somebody gets shot and murdered. That's how the game starts.
Right.
And then you come out real, like, in a tizzy, and that's how she finds out she has the power to go back in time. So she can rewind time. So she chose to rewind time and save that girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so they become friends. And like, you could choose to make them like more than friends or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So she messes with time so much that she kind of like messes up the fabric of time itself.
Butterfly.
Yeah. So you got to choose the whether, like, let the world just stay ate up,
Right.
or rewind back in time and let your friend die so the timeline's not messed up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that's it's real. It's crazy.
Okay. I feel like I don't remember that much of the detail. Like, I just remember some of like the actual gameplay stuff, like picking things up and looking for stuff. Like when time would shift, all the dope colors on screen, like those other things just didn't really register. And that's a crazy deep story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good.
Very ahead of its time.
Yeah. So this one takes place like a couple of years later. You're now kind of like in your early 20s. You're in post-grad college, and you haven't used your time powers ever since all that shit happened for obvious reasons.
Right.
Right.
So now you got this new friend group, including this one, like your best girlfriend or whatever. At the beginning of the game, she dies.
This now.
Okay. Right.
What's going on?
So,
Jesus.
so now because of that trauma, you get new time powers, but not the power to rewind time, the power to jump into an alternate timeline.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's worse.
So you can see that's all I'm going to say about the story. But that's the setup.
It's not enough. I gotta
I'm
play
just like,
I gotta play.
It is
just Max and the new friends. It feels like she's the common denominator here.
Honestly-
like she's the problem.
honestly that gets touched on. But
Well, that's gotta be like your usual time travel stories are always that person you saved had to go.
Mhm.
Final, it's all like death is gonna come regardless of. Yeah, okay, now I gotta play that.
yeah, big butterfly effect vibes.
Jeez.
So how I felt about the game is like when you get games like this, it's hard to talk about the gameplay of it, because when you want to play these games, it's not because you think they're fun to play. It's because you want a story that you can kind of like have your hands in. You can kind of decide what happens or whatever. So with that being said, games like this live or die based on how good the story is. And the story of this game is great for 3 of the 5 episodes. I'm going to say that. So, yeah, the first 3 episodes, I think they have some of the best cliffhangers I've ever experienced in a game like this. And that's including like The Walking Dead, that's like all the games like this. These have like some of the best kind of like, oh shit, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to just keep playing through kind of cliffhangers I've ever seen. When you get to 4 and 5, I'm going to preface that by saying that I don't think 4 and 5 are bad to the point that I regret playing the game. But the one problem that this series kind of has, but this is probably the worst I've seen of it, is it has a hard time putting a bow on the story. Like it gets so crazy, and I was like, all right, now we got to reel it back in.
Yeah. You have to finish it.
Yeah. So, yeah, the climax happens in like episode 4, and then all of episode 5 is kind of it trying to get everything back to normal.
Did it feel rushed to you or like incomplete?
I think that's the word I'm looking for. It felt like they were really sprinting to the finish.
Use an extra episode. Like it could have been.
Yes. Yeah. I really think so, but I think they were so like set on sticking with that 5 episode format.
Yeah. That's a really weird number to set, because like setting that pace, it's like you get excited and you're doing like you said, there's 3 chapters in a row with great cliffhangers, and then they probably rounded each other and went, oh, we only have 2 left to wrap this up. So then they ramp it up in 1 and then go, crap, now we have 1 left, and then they end. I definitely think that maybe that's just, I mean, because we could go on about that forever. Do they add a 6th the next time they do one? Are they going to do another one? Has it really always been 5 through every game? Is that
I think so.
really the formula?
And it's not even just Life is Strange. It's like most games like I don't even know what to call this genre, but most games like, you know, The Walking Dead's, freaking Wolf Among Us, a lot of these in there. Yes. Yeah, they almost all do 5 episodes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because why break from like the 4-act structure of like a play or any story to crack that 5th if it feels like the 5th is what's causing problems? I wonder if that's something you could look at in other games. Are there other games with that structure where it's the same deal of like the last chapter or 2 is like, this sucks, I'm over it?
When people have waited so long for this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you could have given us like a bonus episode. Maybe I'll
Yeah. Something
for this kind of.
So there is, and I'm glad you said that they remind me to say something else that kind of annoyed me, is it has, so with games now is a big trend of doing like season passes and expansion packs and stuff like that, and trying to find this way to kind of like micro transaction you and get extra money from you. So you beat episode 1. And then once you beat it, before you start episode 2, a dialogue box pops up and it says, it's a picture of Max holding like this chunky cat. This big chunky cute gray cat. And it's like, oh, you like this cat? Well, you need to pay $10 extra. And the cat will pop. The cat will show up in episode 2.
But does the cat showing up change the story?
No, well, at least I don't think so. So
get a cat.
So,
well, see, I'm a cat lover. I would do that.
Some people,
right?
That's how they get you. That's how they. $10 for a cat.
Because the way I would be Googling, does the cat change the story?
It's magic.
So I didn't do massive research on it, but it's if you're into like achievements and trophy hunting and stuff like that, there are 2 achievements I played on the Xbox that are tied to the cat.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
Yeah,
so for 100%, so you can do like 100% for completion. See, and that's how they would get me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly how they would get me.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped playing games like that. It's why I only play the game I play now. Because like wanting to 100% a game and then finding out that I'm capped at 96, 97% because I have to pay for something is. It's okay.
That was me, Breath of the Wild. Did I buy it? Yes, begrudgingly. But I bought it, but still.
You can spend money on it and still be mad about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mad at
I
the
loved
game.
it. I'm not no spoilers. I don't know. I mean, Breath of the Wild came out when the Switch first came out, so I'm sure everybody played it.
Yeah, I think it's safe.
You know, I think it's safe, but like, I can get a motorcycle. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. At the end of the game that I completed, sure.
Right.
The motorcycle's ill. It's dope.
Replay value. Replay value.
So, Chunky Cat is extra $10. The story is kind of rushed. Another positive I want to put on it, because like I said, at the end of the day, I enjoyed my time with this game. There is a lot of representation here, which I'm sure there's going to be a certain crowd of people that aren't going to like that. But there's a lot of representation here, and I think everybody here, at least the people that I can speak for, are very accurately represented.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, like there's a couple of Black people, especially like 2 specifically, that are very integral to the story. And I love seeing Black people in media that don't perpetuate stereotypes. Even though there are Black people that do like honestly live like that, but majority of Black people just are people with some small intricate things that you can tell. And there's a Black dude and there's a Black woman that, like, I think they're like, first of all, like the hair in here is very good.
Oh, we don't have our 2 hairstyles.
There's no Miles Morales joint. That's not
Right. It's this and face.
That's it.
Basically.
Yeah, the hair is cool. Like the 2 Black people very well represented. There's a trans woman, and like, it's not even normally when games or shows put trans people in them, they really make a point for them to, what's the word? Yeah, they kind of like act stereotypically gay or stereotypically trans.
They fill a specific role that relates to them being trans, and it's like, why?
Yeah. So with this woman, like, it comes up once in a conversation, and that's it. Outside of that, they're just a regular person, which they are. So really did appreciate that. Yeah, I like my time. I do think it's worth going to. Another thing I do want to say is, this is not a spoiler because I'm not going to say what happens, but this has a post-credit scene, like how the Marvel movies do. And it's basically teasing a third one.
Question. What's the episode?
Yeah. But it just comes out of nowhere. Like, I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. Okay, if you don't want to hear it, fast forward like a minute. if you don't want to hear this. So the post-credit scene reveals that somebody else has powers. So they learn that like they have this symptom just like Max does, which is big for this series because this is the first one where multiple people in the same game have powers.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy it.
Is it a character that makes you hopeful that it's going to have something to do with, or like more to do with the main story, I guess? Or are they setting it up like, oh, we're still going to do a completely different storyline. We're just pulling characters, you know?
So I think it's a different girl, and I'm wondering, that is my question too, is this going to be a sequel still starring Max, or is this going to be kind of like a spin-off starring this new person? They could go either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. And it's the spin-off, is Max going to be in it, or any character we already be in it,
So
or
like guiding this new person. Like is it okay? I don't know. I don't want you to tell me too much.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I recommend you playing.
I was about to start asking questions. I was like, wait, okay. Because is she younger? Is it a them? What is it? You know, is it like one of Max? Now I'm excited.
Yeah, please play it. I really do like it. I really do. I think if I get enough people to play it, I want to come and do a special episode and like we just full on spoiler, like talk about it. Like I'm down with that.
Right. Now I'm excited because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Are they younger? Because then Max could guide them. Are they older? Because then they could guide Max. Like, you know, it's like,
I want them to do a full on like CW drama Avengers. Like I want it to get like real silly.
I mean, with the way the CW dramas go in their real life, they might actually fight.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised it doesn't have a show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like a documentary. We need an expose on the CW. Side note, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah,
You know, they capitalize off anything.
go get it. It's on everything. It's on Xbox Series X and S. It's on PC through Steam, and it's on PS5. It's not on Switch. I'm sorry. Your Switch will probably blow up. Try to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might.
I have the first version.
We love him.